Stand firm, and the waves will break. The whole island submitted to him. From thence, he proceeded to another group of islands. They readily yielded to his power. They are still as their children, and one with them.
Isi Maka Fakananga. Near the Haimanga Maui stands a tall and wide stone made of coral and limestone named the Esi Maka Fakananga, or stone to lean against. It dates from the same period as the Haimanga Maui stones, constructed in the 13th century by the 11th Tuai Tonga. The stone is said to have been the king's throne, though it is purely vertical and he would have sat in front of it rather than atop it. Tuai Tatui, the king credited with constructing these monuments, is said to have been very tall, over 7 feet, and could stand with his back to the stone, protecting himself from any assassins. From this location, one has a beautiful and far-reaching view of the island, allowing the king to see anyone approaching him far in advance. Kava ceremony. Kava, a mild intoxicant made from the kava plant, is a significant element in past and current Tongan society. When the Tuai Tonga returned from a voyage, gained new territory and subjects, or died, a grand tamafa kava or royal kava ceremony would be held. Strict lines of hierarchical rank were respected, with an inner circle of the highest-ranking individual seated in the center of the ceremony, with the king at its head. Beyond the inner circle is a much larger outer circle where the commoners would observe. The ceremony signifies the responsibilities that the nobility and the people have to each other, the king and chiefs protecting the people providing for and serving the king and elites. Smaller kava ceremonies were also important in the daily life of Tongan society. With no structured judicial system, a king or chief would hold a daily audience with kava where his attendants and family heads from his subjects would raise any concerns. Today, the tamafa kava is still important for the suk. Kava features in the origin myth of the Tongan kings and their sacred nature. As the story goes, a young man named Ahoaitu, son of a mortal woman and a god, left home to seek his father. He climbed a giant tree up to the sky realm of the gods where he met his father and a host of older brothers. They played and competed in a variety of sports, and quickly Ahoaitu proved to be the favorite. Jealous, his brothers murdered him, throwing his head into the bushes, and cooking his body to eat. When their father asked after Ahoaitu, he realized what the brothers had done. Calling for a great kava bowl, he forced the brothers to vomit up Ahoaitu into the bowl and to place his head in as well. The bowl was covered and left overnight. In the morning, Ahoaitu had miraculously come back to life, revitalized in the kava. His father sent him back to earth to rule as the Tuai Tonga, a demigod, forever straddling the line between life and death. Lapita origins. Archaeological evidence shows signs of the Tongan Islands being colonized no later than 1000 BCE. The early settlers were part of a community known as the Lapita Cultural Complex, a group of Neolithic Austronesian peoples who settled much of Oceania. They developed a robust system of maritime trade across Polynesia, trading their unique style of pottery marked by a signature geometric pattern. They primarily settled on coastlines, though over time, we see settlements move inland and agriculture become more important. A few hundred years later their unique pottery had disappeared. Though the Tongan Islands remained inhabited, pottery production ceased completely by 400 CE for unknown reasons and never returned. Later, during the time of the Tongan Maritime Empire, a new form of tradecraft developed, ngatu, decorated bark cloth, also known as tapa cloth, made from the mulberry tree. Pieces of bark are flattened with a mallet and joined together to create a fabric. In the past, ngatu was used for clothing as well as ceremonial purposes, with the latter being beautifully decorated with imagery of fauna and flora. Today, Tongans use ngatu in weddings, funerals, and other important cultural events.